You can thank your parents for your eye and hair color, the shape of your nose, and maybe some of the health issues you might have. But there are all sorts of other interesting things that can wrap up in your DNA. Take a look at the weird traits you can chalk up to genetics. You know that serious look that you share with your mom? You might think that is the result of spending a lot of time together and subconsciously mimic her expressions since you were a child. You'd be wrong about that. Surprisingly, a study of blind subjects and their sighted relatives published in PNAS revealed that they share significantly similar facial expressions. This even held true for relatives who were separated at birth and hadn't met until years later. You know that great feeling you get when you finish a workout? No? It might be in your genes. Researchers have been trying to point the specific genetics that influence interest in physical activity. Researchers at the University of Georgia have offered preliminary findings suggesting people might have a gene that interferes with the release of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter that regulates your brain's pleasure and reward centers. This gene plus individual's personality affects a person's natural urge to be active or, well, not. Interesting, right? Now, early to bed, early to rise. Sounds like common sense, but not if your genes are working against you. A 2019 study in Nature Communications found that people might be genetically predisposed to morning larks or night owls. Researchers used data from nearly 7,000 people who had shared their information with genetic companies. They found more than 351 spots on the genome that influence our waking and sleeping habits. It might not be just your nerves. If it is chronic and excessive, it is like your DNA and the way your sympathetic nerve, which controls your body's fight or flight response, contract blood vessels in your hands and possibly also your feet. UCLA researchers found that 2/3 of patients who suffer from hyperhidrosis, also known as sweaty palm syndrome, have a family history of it. However, a person only has a 28% chance of inheriting this trait if one of their parents has the disorder, indicating that the other genes might also need to be present to this diagnostic. That's it. Let's check your DNA. See you soon.